The river only glows when someone is about to disappear. That was what the elders always said. Nobody in the village of Umuko dared go near River Nzodi after sunset. Not after the strange disappearances. Not after the fishermen who vanished without leaving behind even their nets. But Takais never listened to old stories. Every evening, while the village fires crackled and mothers called their children indoors, Takais paddled his tiny wooden canoe across the dark river, hoping for one big catch that could finally feed his family. His father had disappeared in the same river 3 years earlier. Since then, Takais became the man of the house. That night, the moon hung low like a silver eye watching the water. Suddenly, the river began to glow beneath him. Not around him. Beneath him. A strange blue light moved under the water like something alive. Then he heard it. A whisper. "Find us." The canoe shook violently. Fish leaped out of the water. And beneath the river, a glowing golden map slowly rose toward the surface. Takai's hands trembled as he reached for it. The moment his fingers touched the map, the entire river went silent. No frogs. No insects. No wind. Only silence. And far beneath the water, 2 giant glowing eyes opened. Takais ran home clutching the glowing map under his wrapper cloth. His younger sister, Oma, was waiting outside their hut. She was only 13, but smarter than most adults in the village. "You went to the river again," she whispered angrily. Before Takais could answer, the map glowed through the cloth. Oma screamed. Their grandmother dropped her bowl instantly. The old woman's face turned pale. "No," she whispered. "Not again." She locked the hut doors immediately. Then she lit 3 candles made from red palm wax. "The river spirits have chosen you." Takais laughed nervously. But grandmother did not. She explained that centuries ago, an ancient underwater kingdom called Elumara disappeared beneath the river after greedy kings betrayed their ancestors. Since then, the spirits guarded its secrets. "And the map?" Takais asked. Grandmother stared directly into his eyes. "That map never appears unless the river wants something back." Thunder exploded outside. Suddenly, the map unfolded by itself. And a glowing path appeared on it, leading deep into forbidden waters. At midnight, the river called again. Takai's heard whispers outside his window. "Come before dawn." The glowing map floated into the air. Oma grabbed Takai's arm. "You're not going alone." The siblings sneaked toward the river. But when they arrived, an old wooden canoe waited for them. Neither of them owned it. The boat had strange glowing carvings. And no paddles. Suddenly, the canoe moved by itself. Straight into the dark mist. Oma began crying softly. Takais pretended to be brave. But deep down, he wanted to jump into the river and swim back home. Then something huge splashed beside them. A shadow moved beneath the water. Following them, the water suddenly exploded. A gigantic white crocodile rose from the river. Its eyes glowed gold. Oma screamed. Takais grabbed a fishing spear. But the crocodile spoke. "You carry the map of the Forgotten Kingdom." Its voice sounded like thunder underwater. The crocodile circled the canoe slowly. "Turn back now, or lose what you love most." Takai's hands shook. But then he remembered his missing father. "What happened to my father?" he shouted. The spirit crocodile stopped moving. For a moment, its glowing eyes became sad. He chose greed over truth. Then it disappeared beneath the river, leaving the siblings terrified. Hours later, the river opened. The water split apart like 2 giant walls. And beneath it, a golden city appeared underwater. Massive ancient gates covered in glowing symbols stood before them. Gasped. It's real. The canoe floated downward into the river itself. Fish swam above their heads. The siblings were inside the water, yet somehow breathing normally. As they approached the gates, stone statues suddenly opened their eyes. Then one statue pointed directly at Taikai's. The blood of the betrayer returns. The gates opened slowly. Inside stood hundreds of glowing ancestral spirits. Warriors, queens, children, fishermen, all watching silently. At the center sat an old spirit king holding a crystal staff. You seek answers, the king said. Taikais nodded carefully. The king raised his staff. And suddenly Taikai saw the truth. His father had once found the underwater kingdom too. But instead of protecting it, he tried stealing its treasures. The river swallowed him forever. Taikais collapsed in tears. Everything he believed about his father shattered instantly. Suddenly, the kingdom shook violently. Dark smoke burst from beneath the palace floors. The spirit king's face changed instantly. The shadow below has awakened. Ancient chains began snapping underground. The spirits panicked. Long ago, the underwater kingdom trapped a monster created from human greed and betrayal. Now it was breaking free. And the map had awakened it. Taikais realized something terrifying. He had accidentally brought danger back into the world. The Spirit King gave Taikais one choice.
Brother,
destroy the map forever, or use it to claim endless riches. The map suddenly showed visions. Gold, palaces, power. His family living in luxury. Everything Taikais ever dreamed of. Oma looked at him nervously. Then she whispered, "Don't become what destroyed our father." The visions grew stronger. The map floated into Taikai's hands. And for one dangerous moment, he almost chose greed. A monstrous creature burst from beneath the palace. Its body was made of black water and gold coins. Thousands of trapped faces screamed from inside it. The shadow below had escaped. It roared. Humans always choose greed. The monster attacked the kingdom instantly. Spirit warriors fought bravely. But their weapons passed through it. The creature grew larger with every fearful thought. And it began swimming toward the village above. The Spirit King revealed the only way to stop the monster. Someone must sink with the map into the deepest part of the river forever. Taikais immediately volunteered. But Oma refused. "You already lost, father. I won't lose you too." The siblings argued emotionally as the kingdom collapsed around them. Then grandmother's words echoed in Taikai's mind. The river only takes from those who refuse to listen. For the first time in his life, Taikais understood. Courage was not about being fearless. It was about protecting others anyway. Taikais grabbed the glowing map and dove deep beneath the kingdom. The deeper he swam, the darker the river became. Whispers surrounded him. The voices of greedy men. Lost souls. Forgotten kings. The monster chased him through the darkness. Closer. Closer. Then Taikai saw it. A giant glowing chain buried at the bottom of the river. The prison seal. Suddenly, a glowing hand grabbed Taikai's. It was his father. Older. Broken. Trapped between worlds. "I was selfish," his father whispered painfully. Taikai's eyes filled with tears. "I just wanted us to stop suffering." His father helped him attach the map to the ancient chain. Then he smiled sadly. "Do better than I did." For the first time in years, Taikais forgave him. The shadow monster charged directly toward Taikais. The river shook violently. Then, Taikai slammed the glowing map into the ancient seal. A blinding explosion of blue light filled the river. The monster screamed. The chains wrapped around it again. The underwater kingdom slowly began fading. The spirits smiled peacefully. Their duty was finally over. Takais and Oma woke up at sunrise beside the riverbank. The canoe was gone. The map was gone. Everything felt normal again. But the river no longer glowed. And for the first time in years, the villagers were no longer afraid. Fish returned to the river. Children played near the water again. Peace had finally returned. But sometimes at night, Takais still heard whispers beneath the river. Weeks later, Oma noticed something strange. A tiny glowing symbol had appeared on Takai's hand. The exact same symbol from the ancient map. That night, the river glowed again. But this time, not with fear, with invitation. Then a whisper rose softly from beneath the water. The next guardian has been chosen. Takai stared silently at the river, knowing his life would never truly be normal again. And somewhere deep below the water, the ancient kingdom still waited. Watching, listening, remembering. If you discover the magical kingdom beneath your village river, would you protect its secrets or take its treasures?